Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today's video is going to be a roundup of all of my beauty favorites from the last month. Whenever I did a quick little overview on my channel, I realized I have not done a monthly favorite since June, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not quite sure what happened to all those other months, but I'm making it up today with a September favorites. If you guys are curious, I did film a lifestyle favorites for this past month, so I'll go ahead and link that up above. But let's go ahead and jump right into the beauty favorites. If you've been staying up to date with my recent Get Ready With Me videos or my makeup tutorials, then these two should come as no surprise. I absolutely love the combination of both of these. But if I could only pick one, like if you only have room for one of these in your budget, I highly recommend the Hangover Good in Bed Ultra Replenishing Hydrating Serum. It has hyaluronic acid, coconut water, dragon fruit, and vitamin B5. This is what I have been using for my hyaluronic serum in the morning, and I absolutely love it. The texture of it is so nice. It's a little bit of a thicker gel consistency, but it just melts right in. It plumps my skin up. It gets it perfectly ready for makeup. I just absolutely adore this product. Whenever I go in and seal it in with the Hangover Good to Go, both of these have such long names. Skin Protecting SPF 25 Moisturizer. This one has coconut water, prebiotic and probiotic based ingredients. Even though this has SPF 25, I still go in with one of my favorite SPFs for my face of all time. This is the Sun Project Water Sun Cream from the brand Thank You Farmer. It's a K-beauty brand. These three together, this is like my go-to combo for really prepping my skin for makeup. I just love the way that all three of these feel on my skin. They don't make me feel greasy, but they give me that gorgeous dewy, plump, glowy finish. I've tried so many other hyaluronic serums. I still love the ordinary one. That one I think is under $7. I'm sure this is pricier. Honestly, I've never looked at the price just because I received this as PR, but I can already tell you I would definitely repurchase this one. I've used this every day. Unfortunately, there's this, oh no, I am getting towards the bottom. It's like right here right now, but the glass has this like kind of pink ombre effect, so it's hard to see all the way through, but when I get it in the light, I have maybe about a quarter of it left. This is from the brand PIXI. I have tried so many of their different makeup misters. I know there's like the Makeup Fix, Makeup Mist, something like that. I think it's like the pink bottle. This is the Glow Mist with propolis and argan oil. It's just a nourishing mist. The mist of this is really fine. PIXI always does such a great job of creating a really nice fine mist. I always like to use this with the foundation that I'm about to show you, both before and after. I just think it sets my face beautifully, melts all the powders in, and just gives your face a really nice even glow without being greasy or anything like that. I'm all for being dewy, even if it's a little bit greasy, but I feel like even if you have really oily skin, you would still really like this because it's not the type of glow mist that just leaves that heavy oily residue after. Whenever I used to apply the foundation with no spray, I didn't like it. I honestly didn't like the foundation until I started using this glow mist. So I think I may have already shared this foundation in a previous monthly favorites, but I've been using it nonstop for like 3 to 4 months now. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. I go between like 3 shades. Right now I'm using soft beige. I have no self-tanner on, so this is about as light as I go. But if you're looking for even more coverage, I feel like I get a really nice high medium coverage out of this foundation. But if you want to just add a little bit more coverage but still maintain that really nice and natural finish, mix it with the NARS, I always forget the name of this one. Sheer Glow is one of my favorites. This is Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm almost out of this guy too, which is so sad. But just taking one pump of this just to dot all over with this stick foundation gives you full coverage. That's what I'm wearing today. This is about as full as I like to get. Any more, then it just starts to look too heavy and just feel very cakey on my face. And unlike many other stick foundations, this one just feels very nice and moisturizing on the face. Typically, I avoid stick foundations at all costs because most of them kind of like drag and tug on your skin. They feel very dry. They emphasize your pores. But if you are a fan of the consistency of the newer Bare Mineral Stick Foundation or the original Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation, it's very similar to that. I did that kind of backwards. I shared the foundation before the 2 primers that I've been loving, but both of these primers have been rocking my world all month. I've been using this one longer. I purchased this from Ulta semi-recently. I was never able to find this in store at Target. It was always sold out. It was always sold out on the Ulta website. But a few weeks ago, I went into Ulta and it was available right there at the checkout center, which was really weird because they didn't have any of these in the actual e.l.f. section, but then at checkout there was like 12 of them sitting right there. So this is the Poreless Putty Primer. This has been out for quite a while now. I've heard that it's a dupe of the what is that one called? Silk Canvas Primer, something like that. I have yet to try that primer out just because I have an entire drawer full of primers, so I just couldn't justify spending $60 something. Isn't that the price tag? It's something outrageous. This one was $8, and I have to say, I'm so impressed by it. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel just because typically with primers that do blur and smooth out the skin, they tend to feel very like heavy and almost create like a slick base on top. This one does not feel, you don't get like, when you touch it, you kind of get that slick feeling, but honestly, it melts into your skin kind of like a thicker moisturizer, and it does such a great job of just really blurring those pores out. Now, I did notice when I applied this on my nose, some of my makeup would wipe off throughout the day, and I realized there was really no need to put this on my nose just because I don't really have enlarged pores there. The majority of my larger pores are right here on the sides of my face and then right in the center of my forehead. So that's what I'll use in those areas. And then for my nose, if you're someone like myself and your nose gets like really just shiny throughout the day, I feel like the rest of my face tends to be pretty dry, but my chin and my nose are two areas that do tend to get a little bit oily and foundation can slip off. I recently got this one from Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer. The only areas that I use this is on my nose and my chin, and I haven't had any issues of my foundation slipping off or just getting oily and breaking up right there. This also has a very nice texture that just melts right into the skin. Less is definitely more. If you go in with too much, then I do notice not pilling, but my foundation just will kind of apply weird right in that area. So I will just go in with the tiniest little, I mean, smaller than a pea-sized amount. And ever since using this, I haven't been having any issues with like the powder, the foundation, or concealer breaking up in that area. It was mainly on days whenever I really wanted to go in and set my nose with powder, I would just notice it like breaking apart with the Poreless Putty, but I didn't have any issues of that like on the sides of my face. I think it's just because my nose is so oily that I just needed something in that area, and this has been doing the job. Moving on to the product that I have on my lips right now. I don't know why it took me so long to try out one of these Colourpop 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. Is it a lip balm? A lip crayon. So this one is in the shade Gimme Some More. Gimme s'more, like a s'more. I'm pretty sure this one came in the peach collection because the scent of it just smells like amazing peach candy. This is just one of those retractable lip crayons. I love that it's one that you can twist up and down. Sometimes with some of these products, you can only twist it up and then that's it. But this is what I have all over my lips. I love the pigmentation of it. I love the glossiness of it. I don't have any issues of it feathering all over. Sometimes with very balmy lip crayons like this, I'm pretty sure I spoke about this on stories or in a previous video. For instance, some of the Tarte ones way back when, I felt like those ones were so glossy that they would kind of just slowly start to feather outside of my lips. I've never experienced that with the Colourpop lip crayons. The scent, the color, the formula. Now, obviously they don't wear quite as long as like a liquid lipstick or anything like that, just because it's basically a very glossy, high pigmented lip balm. But I will say, like, as long as you go in with a decent layer, it stays on my lips pretty well. And I like that it's something where I'm not left with a weird look of like lip liner and then nothing on the center of my lips. It wears off pretty evenly. Okay, moving on to brows, I have another K-Beauty product. This is from the brand Etude House. I purchase a majority of my K-Beauty products either from like 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦 inside of H-Mart or YesStyle. I would say YesStyle.com is where I get the majority of my products. I do have a discount code with them. Let me know if you guys are still interested in seeing more K-Beauty hauls. So they don't get the best views on my channel, but then I always get questions about K-Beauty products, so it's confusing. I'm like, do you guys want to see it or not? I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Drawing Eyebrow Slim at 1.5 millimeter, and I get mine in the shade Soft Black. That's what I filled my brows in with today. I love this brow pencil just because it's like the perfect happy medium between being a dry brow pencil and a waxy brow pencil. I like something with a little bit of wax just because I feel like you get more pigmentation out of those type of brows sometimes. And then if something's too dry, then it's almost like you're really having to go in multiple times to get that brow stroke to look like a hair, and then it ends up being too dark and it's hard to spread out. This is seriously the most ideal brow pencil to me. I don't have to go in with like a pomade afterwards or a brow powder. I still always go in with my Maybelline Brow Precise Fiberizer just because I love that product, but it's one that gives me enough pigmentation. It has very nice even hair strokes. It's very easy to control. It's not too stiff. It's not too soft. It's just the perfect brow pencil, and it has a very nice long spoolie on the other end. Plus, for the price point, I stock up on these. I purchased, I think, 3 within my last order. I just love these so much. I just have 2 more products here. For my lower lash mascara, this has been my go-to for like 2 months now. This is the Colourpop Volumizing BFF Mascara in the shade Brownie Points. So I don't use this on my upper lashes just because on the top I typically like something black and dark that really like darkens my lashes to where you can see them. But for my lower lashes, I like to go in with something a little bit softer. And I feel like sometimes with some of the brown mascaras that I've tried at the drugstore, they're almost like too dark of a brown to where it's more just like an off black, where yeah, it looks a little bit softer, but not quite as soft as what I would like. I do wish that the wand was a little bit smaller, only because I'm someone who only uses it on my lower lash line. But I noticed like if I do accidentally bump the skin, since it's brown, if I smudge it out, it just kind of like goes in with whatever shadow that I'm wearing. It doesn't look quite as like harsh and like dang it whenever you mess up with a black mascara and you have to go in and you scrape it off. If a little bit of this gets onto my lower lash line, I don't really mind. I just feel like I said, it just melts in with a shadow. The very final product I have here is a blush, and it is the blush that I'm wearing today. This is from Benefit Dallas. I've talked about this in a recent video as well. I said how it looks kind of like boring and just dull in the pan, but it translates so beautifully on the skin. It's one of those blushes where if you have an entire eye look on and you're just kind of struggling to figure out which blush will match, this pretty much goes with anything. Whether you're wearing a cool toned look or a warm toned look, it works. With a smoky eye, with something really colorful, it's just the perfect kind of like pale, dusty, natural rose shade. If you've ever just walked past this at Ulta and you've been like, ugh, boring, I promise, just give it a little like swish on your cheeks. I think you would be pretty impressed. There you have it. There are my monthly favorites from the month of September. As I mentioned earlier, if you guys are interested in checking out some of my lifestyle favorites, there was a lot of snacks in that video for some reason. I'm not quite sure how that happened. And then some favorite Walmart finds, a few little like fashion and just random lifestyle things. So yeah, I'll go ahead and link that video and a few other videos that I mentioned down below or up here at the top. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me today. If you haven't already, I would love if you subscribed, if you liked what you saw today. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.